So this is, Maddie's been here for
6 months.
6 months. Schaefer and Ryan are up next.
No, Ryan's been here for a grip.
I mean, like next week. Or, I just like want to talk to everyone in the house. Just to hear like their experience in the house. I mean, you can't deny when someone just explains their experience having been here for 6 months. That's the person you listen to, not some weirdo on fucking TikTok who I've never met. These people have never even seen me in real life, and they feel like they know the whole thing that's happening here. It's crazy. So I just want to start talking to people and like really getting a more in-depth look at like what it is we do. You're cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna get to these guys. We're gonna try to do one of these like every week. But yeah, I wanted to talk to Maddie because she's, I mean, you're 19? 21. She's 21. She's really young. I got sober at 21 actually. And you know, like I said with the one we did on Liz, once you're here for 5 or 6 months, you're pretty much here, which is ironic because Liz just like left days after we did that interview. But she was always pretty quiet. We love her. We hope she's doing good. But if you don't get like honest and open and vocal and vulnerable, you're not gonna grow. It's pretty much that simple. And I don't really know that she ever did. I mean, we've seen Maddie like get so honest at times that she can't even control her feelings and she'll start to cry or whatever, which is good. I mean, she's 21, you know, and I feel like, you know, why don't you just tell everyone I feel confident that Maddie will make it here.
Yeah, she will.
You know what I mean? But like, you never know is the point, right? Your name, where you're from, all that, you know? How much sober?
I'm Madyson. I'm from Rapid City, South Dakota. I have 7 months sober and 6 months in the house. My life before here was actually hell. I went through a lot of traumatic things very young that shouldn't have happened, but they did because there was too many kids in the house and parents were working 2 full-time jobs as a police officer and a lawyer. So I started drinking and smoking at the age of 12, and I had this weird, I don't know how it happened, but I turned into an alcoholic very quickly. It was kind of just very progressive, very fast. I started out with using Xanax after the drinking and smoking weed and a lot of cocaine. All the time, every day. And
So would you like sniff the cocaine?
yeah, and I would.
So you just wake up and
Yeah,
and then take a Xanny?
yeah,
Or you sniffed it all?
I would. It was just like
Right.
all the time, no matter what. I still graduated high school though somehow.
Right, but I'm just wondering how you used. Did you take pills?
I would chew up Xanax.
Okay.
And then I would
sniff coke.
Sniff coke all the time. And on top of that,
I mean, you can zoom out, right? Play with that. Play with the
Oh.
zoom in and out. Sorry, hold on. John's still learning. You know what I'm saying? If someone's talking, you can go in on them and. Okay, so you're using every day Xanax and coke,
Yeah.
and your life is hell.
My life is hell, and then I end up modeling at 17, and doing that for a while, and I was still really gnarly, and I started dropping weight very fast and not eating every other day, only chicken and rice. And my mom noticed it, and she didn't, you know, I was very manipulative, and I gaslit my parents all the time into letting me do what I wanted as long as I kept good grades. The only thing was I had a curfew of 10 on weekdays. And they were very good parents, but they had other things to worry about than me.
So you come from a family of 9. So you have 8 brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And did you live on like a reservation?
Yeah, till I was 6. I lived on the res till I was 6, and then my mom got a better job in the city. And
so what kind of res is that?
It's the Cheyenne River Indian Reservation in South Dakota. And my dad was the chief of police there for a long time. But it was too traumatic for him, and my mom were both trying to quit drinking, which they did. But
so how did you end up here?
I ended up here because I got into fentanyl at 19. And I was smoking it for a while, and then I found out I was pregnant, so I stopped. And then I lost the baby and picked up right where I left off. And I had overdosed 3 times. And I reached out to the website, and Danielle called me at 2 in the morning.
Why are you calling her at 2 in the morning?
She called me at 2 in the morning to make sure I was safe.
Wow.
And I remember it because I was crying, and she kept asking me if I was in a safe spot, and I was literally in my own apartment.
Which wasn't safe.
Which was not safe.
For her to be in her own apartment.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you get here, and what was that like?
I went to detox for 30 days first because I literally was like, there was like a misfire happening in my brain. And I went into psychosis, and I could not be in here in psychosis. I was like actually insane. And I got here, and I was really scared. I was scared, and I was crying all the time. I thought John messed up my meds. In reality, it was me. I took the wrong ones.
This John?
Yeah, this John. And I was crying a lot, and I was a lot of the times I was crying though because I couldn't be mad at people or like fight them the way I normally did at home. So it was very emotional, and like still sometimes I get lit up and aggravated, but I don't cry about it anymore. I just try and figure it out.
Try to talk
it out.
And then also not get loaded.
Yeah, I haven't. It's hard.
Yeah, so if Maddie can do this, I think anyone can. Like, because she's, like she said, she was scared, and like, there's 20 people here, and there's a lot going on, and a lot apart. It's designed to like make you walk through all those uncomfortable feelings sober. It's a good thing,
Oh yeah.
And will you talk just a little bit about like the house and what we do and like, what it's like now?
There's a structure built here to have you walk through uncomfortable things and like look at, it brings out your character defects so bad. Not bad, it's good, but I've had to face a lot of things and get honest with myself about how I feel about certain things and certain people in the house, and I've grown to love every single person in the house, even though I've had massive resentments with some of them. But the structure is like actually very helpful. I would never made my bed before I got here. I didn't do my laundry. I literally did nothing with my life. I would just sit there high all the time, and now I'm up all day. I get up, I make my bed, I go down, I talk to everybody who's home for meditation time, and I keep up with myself, and I'm able to actually take on multiple chores throughout the day now, even though I don't necessarily want to, but it's helping me become more accountable, and now I do have a job, and it may not be the job that's like great, but it's a job.
It's a get well job.
Yeah.
And throughout, this will be a good clip. Throughout any given day, you're gonna have things that make you feel upset, aggravated, out of control. It's how we react to these things. That's like everything, whether you're gonna destroy your life or pick yourself up and keep going. Drug addicts and alcoholics, we mask all these feelings with drugs and alcohol, and then when we stop using drugs and alcohol, we don't know how to react to anything. We don't know how to talk to people calmly. We don't have faith that things will work themselves out. So hopefully here people will learn how not to react and how to like get through hard times in the house sober so that they can in turn do that outside of the house. I mean, it's pretty fucking simple, right? It's pretty basic. The hard part is holding them all accountable and making sure the house doesn't turn into just like a shit show. Because if one person starts lying and other people see that they're getting away with it, then other people start lying, which could mean anything from not doing a chore to not pulling someone else up on a chore, or like, so it could get like loose quick.
But I feel like too, like the structure is in place to like keep everybody at the same level with each other. So, and like learn how to have compassion with people, because there was a point where certain people were getting on my nerves so badly that I was so mad at them, and I literally wouldn't talk. I would just scream, or I would
like
leave.
Who?
Schaefer.
Oh, like why?
He just, it's a whole mess. But
how do we not? I mean, we should know, right? How do I not know? Does Woody know?
Yeah, Woody and Madyson know. So.
About the whole situation?
Yeah, I've had fallouts with Schaefer, but now him and I like are really cool with each other, and because they talk about everything at dinner. If not at dinner, then they do it in group. And it all gets addressed and fixed. And there's even still like some people where I like walk on eggshells, but I still love them all. It's hard sometimes, but because there's so many people, and it's hard to keep your mental health in check when you have to be around everybody all the time.
But that's hard. That's like, life is hard. Like working, you know, I have to deal with Danielle. Like, that's hard, you know? Like,
Oh, what about me?
I don't.
He's worse.
That was a joke. Tim, Steve, Ange, all the people that I work with, I have to, and I don't even have to like work for anyone, right? Like, I've sort of designed my life where I don't have to like work for anyone, and it's still hard. Imagine if I had to like if I had to work for someone, it's hard. You know, you have to work your way up, so you have to be able to deal with people in uncomfortable situations. Like, you know, I think I already said that, but
And there's definitely points where like the old me wants to come out and like argue back and be like, that's wrong, like you're lying, but then I also don't know how the other person saw that situation.
Right.
So I have to think about them, which gets me out of me.
Yeah, we have to learn to put ourselves in other people's shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really proud of you, and you know, now you guys know a little bit about Maddie.